Good morning, everybody. It's Math with Mr. W. And here we are with our second video. And today's comment is all about making 10. And today we're going to be doing another idea about patterning. And we're going to be talking about making 10. Now, one of the things that you folks could do, and I think this is make the thoughts about making 10 easy, because your students have been rolling die before, and I'm sure that you have dice in your class, that if you have some dice, give them some dice and see if they can add up the numbers to make 10. And again, now this becomes the very first operation for them to do. So we're going to be talking about not only making 10, but we're going to be using this sign. So here's the symbol we're going to be talking about. Symbol plus. But you teach this all the time. You're talking about symbols all the time. And I want you to really remember that math has only 3 levels. Its first level, remember, is all the symbols that you have to remember and understand. Just like the ABCs, there's 26 letters that combine in all different ways to make words. Well, math has got 10 digits. They're combined in all different ways to make numbers. Well, folks, here we're going to do is we're going to take our digits and we're going to add them together to make 10. So if I only start with the number 1, what other digit do I need to make 10? So I only can have 2 digits. That's my rule. I can only have 2 digits, and they have to be different. Okay, that's the rule. 2 digits, they have to be different, and I have to add them together to make 10. So I get 1 plus 9, and that equals 10. And again, I found out another powerful symbol of math. It's actually the second level of mathematics. It's the gigantic equal sign. And let your students write this down. Don't write it for them on a piece of paper where all they're doing is putting the 1, the 9, and the 10. Let them write all the symbols down for themselves. They need to put those symbols in their minds. If all they're doing is staring at them on a piece of paper, they'll see the numbers, but they won't really put it into their heads if they're not reading them to themselves. So, and as they're doing it, make sure they're reading it. 1 plus 9 equals 10. Now, I have to change the 1 to a 2. So 2 plus what number still makes 10? And you call on someone else and they'll tell you it's 8. And then you get 10 as well. So I'm trying to make 10 with 2 digits. And the 2 digits can't be the same. So then I'm going to get 3 and 7. And I'm going to get 4 plus 6. And now, of course, you have 5, but what do I have to add to 5 to get 10? I need another 5. But our rule was we can't use the same digit twice. So if I can't use the same digit twice, then I can't do 5 plus 5. So but notice how these are going up as these are coming down. So they're also seeing a pattern that's taking place. Okay? Now, we don't stop there. This is where their minds, those 5-year-old minds, start to think a little bit broader. And I want you to try and let them do that. Say, we're now going to use 3 numbers, 3 digits to make 10. So, and you can show them 1 plus 2 plus what digit makes 10. Well, they should know that 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay. Now I have to add something else. Well, they can go back here and they see there's a 3 here. I must need a 7. So I have 3 digits added together to make 10. Now, again, my rule is I can't use the same digit twice. Okay. So I start with a 1, but now I'd have to change this. Because if I don't change this, I'll have the same thing. So now I change this to a 3, and this goes up, this has to come down, and we end up with 10 again. And I hope you're getting the idea. This is going to be 1 plus 4 plus 5 equals 10. But now, what about 1 plus 5? Well, if I do 1 plus 5, I end up with 4. That's the same thing as this guy is, so I don't have to write it. So now I only have one more choice. How can I do it with 4 digits? Well, I've got 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, and that equals 10. So the sum of 4 digits can equal 10. So again, the idea is that in several different ways, I've added up numbers to make 10. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make 10. And let me stop here for a second and just kind of point out something that's really, really valuable. When you're asking your students to talk about 8, let's say talk about 8, maybe the whole day is brought to you by the number 8, kind of like Sesame Street. You're going to do everything that day revolving around the number 8. They need to think about how they get to 8. Well, how can they get to 8? If they start at 0 and they count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that's a way to get to 8. But what if they count by 2s? They go 2, 4, 6, 8. And what if they count by 4s? 4, 8, boom, they're there. Now I want you, or if let's say the first one is 6, what do I need now to get to 8? 2. Okay, so you see we got a whole bunch of numbers here to get to 10, all starting with the number 1 through 9, 1, 1. Okay, but what if we eliminated the number 1? What if we didn't have 1? 1 wasn't part of it. So we could start with 2 plus, and we're going with, let's say we wanted with 3 digits, okay? 2, and we can't use the same digit, so 2 plus 3 plus, that's 5, plus 5 equals 10. Okay, and that's different than these 3. And then we have 2 plus 4, but if I put that, that's 6, and 6 plus 4 makes 10, so I can't use that. Okay? Now, can I do it with 2, 4, 4? No. Can I do it with 3? What if I start with 3? 3 plus 4. That's 7. 10 is a 3, so I duplicate. Now I can't do that either. 4 plus, I keep repeating myself. So I've got 2 plus 3 plus 5, and then I've got this. So I've got another one, but this is another example of getting to 10. And you might just leave this one out and ask them, is there another set of 3 numbers that gets us to 10 that doesn't start with 1? So what they're doing is they're also setting up patterns. They're creating their own patterns. Now, again, this is the big key. Now, remember the first video we had pattern? This is pattern. And we're going to continue to do that. I love patterns. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you'll add it to your teaching. If you don't feel it's necessary or important, maybe you won't. Maybe you're already doing it. But folks, just enjoy what you're doing. Keep being that great teacher you are, and we'll talk to you next time. And bye. Thanks for listening to Math with Mr. W.